Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Good afternoon, passengers. PKSparkxx here with another Wi-Fi battle for LumioseStation. As you guys can see on the screen, I am facing Callum today. Now, Callum has a notorious reputation right now, especially from the King Nappy. You guys know Nappy. His team is bulky. So I'm hearing this and I'm like, okay, I'm used to bulky teams, but then I keep hearing it. People don't like to face Callum because his team is bulky. So at this point, I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. Callum, battle me. Shut up, train. Come on. I mean, we're already on the train right now, so stop riding past the other way. Anyway, these teams, mine is kind of experimental. Kind of. This is the debut battle of 3 of my Pokemon. Greninja, Fortress, and Togekiss. I also brought along a Gengar because I wanted to try out a modest Choice Scarf Gengar. Mega Kangaskhan because I've never been able to actually use him in battle. And I also have Dragalge, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. I don't know why, but I really do like Dragalge. It does what it has to do. You guys are going to see how powerful it is. Now, Callum's team. He has his signature Scrafty right there. He has a Mawile, so I'm sure that's his Mega right there. He has an Escadrille, so I know that's his Rapid Spinner. So that's gonna be that's a main focus about my main thought right. That's a main focus of my thoughts right now in trying to dissect his team, that Escadrille and Rapid Spin. He has Volcarona, so because of his reputation, I know it's going to be bulky. He has a Gastrodon, which is naturally bulky, and when I see Dusclops, I'm expecting Eviolite. How am I going to dissect this team? Can I dissect this team? Does this bulk outweigh my strategy? Only one way to find out. So the battle begins with his Wednesday and my Ryu Hayabusa. However, this Ryu is very different. You're going to find out how different and great it is later on in the battle. I make the immediate switch out to this Gengar because I cannot risk a Will-O-Wisp on that Greninja. So I go into Gengar because he's a Pokemon that can take it the least. So I hit him with a Choice Scarf, a Shadow Ball doing big damage. He predicted that and went straight for Pain Split. Was not expecting that, but then again it's kind of obvious. I was kind of hoping he would switch out at that point, but he did not. And but I still do heavy damage even after Pain Split. And Gengar doesn't have a lot of HP. So I do another Shadow Ball. He hits the Will-O-Wisp this time, so now my Gengar is burnt. But like I already said, he is a Pokemon I would rather have be burnt than any other Pokemon on my team. So Gengar, he can take a burn, no problem. 69 HP, low. So he switches out of his Wednesday, which I'm pretty sure is a reference to the Adams family. And he goes into his Dig Dug. I'm not worried because still no longer resists Ghost. I think, yeah, it still doesn't resist Ghost this time. So I hit him with a Shadow Ball. I'm like, this is going to be damage. I'm modest. This is going to do huge damage. It doesn't even do half. Now, luckily, I popped his air balloon. But the fact that that thing lived with half HP from a Shadow Ball modest Gengar, that just goes to show the bulk that he is packing on Escadrille. So I switch out into Kangaskhan here, knowing I could take a Rock Slide, and I wanted to try and set up a Power-Up Punch. So he gets a critical hit, which I think mattered, but who knows. So I go for Power-Up Punch here, not Mega Evolving, because I thought that he might want to predict me and go straight into to Dusclops for a free switch in. So I go for that so I can get a Scrappy, and then next turn I was going to go for Parental Bomb Mega Double Earthquake and take out the Dusclops, but that didn't work out. I didn't even get the Mega Evolve, and he took out my Mega Kangaskhan. So I go back out into my Greninja for a free kill, and he goes back out into Wednesday. Power-Up Punch. I am running a physical Greninja. So right here, I go for Water Shuriken. And Water Shuriken is actually pretty weak. But the way I'm using it, you guys are going to see how effective it is. Now, I'm able to take out this Dusclops easy peasy because it had low HP anyway. I wanted to try to get a free attack boost up, but I couldn't do it on Escadrille. He brings out his Ronald. I fear the Scald or Toxic. I didn't want to get any status at all, so I switch out. I go into my Kelp Juice, predicting predicting the Toxic, and I can take any other attacks he might want to use. So he goes to Scald. Luckily, he doesn't get the burn this time. So now at this point, it is a a game of the minds. By the way, did I mention that this battle was 40 turns? Because this battle is 40 turns, and we're only in turn 11 right now. So, I get the toxic poison off on his Gastrodon. He said that he was predicting that, but he decided not to go with that. I don't know why he decided to do Ice Beam. Maybe he's not even packing Ice Beam. But unlucky for me, he does get the burn, and that is going to help later on in the battle for Callum. So right now I'm burnt, so that means that my Black Sludge isn't doing anything. So me using Toxic Protect is pointless right now. So I decided to switch out here, go into my Zeppelin, because I wanted to try and set up a safeguard. Now, this is an important part of the match because Callum knows that my Togekiss is packing safeguard. While we were in the call, Sacred Fire Negro, when I said I'm gonna send out Togekiss, he decides to reveal my set. And I'm like, dude, why are you doing that? Callum said that if he didn't know I was packing safeguard, he would have went for Toxic here. But because he knew I had safeguard, which means I was gonna go for it, he went for Ice Beam so he can get a little damage off, and that was kind of important. It sucks. So right here, I believe he switches out right here. I do believe. Let me just check to be sure, but I believe that he switches out. I'm getting a little ahead of the battle. Right, he does switch out here and goes to his Excadrill. I don't know why. Maybe he was Actually, I'm not sure why he decided to. But I decided to go for Wish, so that way, you know, if whatever happened, I could be set for the future. So right here, I'm like, okay, he's going to go for Rock Slide. I can't possibly be so unlucky that I'll get the flitch, that he'll get the flitch off a Rock Slide. Then I can at least do some damage with Air Slash, recover all the damage off from Rock Slide, and then proceed to, you know, make my next move. However, I do flinch. Once again, 69 HP. That's twice in one battle. Lord. Alright, so my bulky Togekiss, he does recover a lot of HP back with Wish and leftovers. But right now, I kind of need to switch out. So we're going to make the switch out of here, and we're going to go right into my U-Worm mate. Someone actually suggested this name to me on Twitter. So, you know, thank you for that name suggestion. Before I was going to go Wrecking Ball, but U-Worm mate? That just sounds a lot funner. A lot more fun. So right now he does the Rock Slide onto my Fortress, and I'm just like, okay, let me just try to kill this Excadrill. I need to take it out. That way I can successfully set up Toxic Spikes with my Fortress, and I can take out his bulky team. Like, his team will at least get Toxic Poison when they come in. He goes to Quiver Dance, knowing, I'm thinking like, okay, he's probably not going to automatically attack. Let me go for Stealth Rocks here, and you know, give him one Quiver Dance, because worst come to worst, if I can force him to switch out, then, you know, when it comes back in, it will do big damage. If nothing more, then I can possibly do damage, entry hazard damage, or anything else he has on his team. So right now, he goes for the attack, goes for the Fiery Dance, try to get the special attack boost. However, like I said, my Kelp Juice is great at what it does, which is being a special tank. It just eats attacks, just devours them, just says, I'm like, so while I eat that quite nicely, and there he goes for Bug Buzz, which I resist as well, but I guess he wanted to go for a little more power. I go for Sludge Bomb here, and this is when it starts to get interesting. I get the poisoning off, and I don't see Lumberry. Now, usually with Pokemon like Volcarona, you see Lumberries, such as Garchomp, Dragonite. You can see it on Tyranitar sometimes. You know, you usually see Lumberry in case it gets status. So, when I saw that, I'm wondering what kind of item it's holding. When I saw Quiver Dance, knowing that I can possibly take him out with 2 more turns after poisoning and Sludge Bomb, he'll go down. When I saw him go for Quiver Dance instead, I knew exactly what kind of set he was running. As such, I decided that I'm going to predict a little bit. Now, if I went for Sludge Bomb one more time, it would have took him out this next turn, or at least within 2 more turns. He goes for Rest. That was my thought process. I'm going to say this is probably Resto Chesto. So what he does is go for Rest. If you guys don't know, the Resto Chesto combination, you guys probably know. But it's a notorious combination where it heals your HP, heals off all status, and then the Chesto Berry wakes you up immediately. So you're basically back to full health with all the stat boosts you have. However, I predicted that, and I went straight for Toxic yet again. Now, this is the part where I said that the burn from earlier is going to come into play. Now, if I was to burn from before, I would have had a lot more HP from Black Sludge and whatnot. I would have had a lot more HP, which probably would have changed his idea of how to play his Volcarona right now. So his Volcarona right now is Toxic Poison, and now I know he can use Rest, but if he goes for Rest, I can take him out. Definitely take him out. I can set up how I want and take this Volcarona down. You know, his herpes. But as you guys see, Burn is doing more damage to me than Volcarona has been. So he goes for Fiery Dance one more time. I went for Protect the first time. I tried to go for the I tried to go for double protect one more time in case he went for fiery dance, but I didn't get it. He does go for fiery dance and gets a special attack boost, which really does suck. But Dragalge did its job. Thank you so much. You have crippled this Volcarona for any of my Pokemon to come in and take this Volcarona down. And I do just that with Ryu Hayabusa. I send in my Ryu, my Greninja, and I go for the priority Water Shuriken. Now, I'm pretty sure he said that his thing actually wasn't bulky in defense. Now, I prefer bulky defensive Volcarona, but a lot of people don't. So I go for Water Shuriken, and I actually get 4 hits. I was kind of hoping it wasn't, just because of a certain play I made with my Greninja. But you guys are going to find out what that is in the future. I feel I should note right now that we are only 25 turns in. We are halfway done this battle. So right now he sends in his Mawile. By now he's figured out that I am running a physical Greninja, so he's going to get the Intimidate drop. So right now, because Greninja's attack really isn't the greatest, I do need to switch out here. So I make the switch out into Togekiss, saying like, okay, worst come to worst, I can probably take a Play Rough. So yeah, I do that, and then he goes for Play Rough, and well, the power of Mega Mawile is real. Now, luckily, I'm faster. My base speed of Togekiss is faster than a Mawile. So even if you were for Sucker Punch here, which he told me from the double battle that was uploaded on Nappy's channel, he has picked up Sucker Punch on his Mawile. I go for Thunder Wave just so I can paralyze it so I can get some luck hacks in the future. Now, if I was lucky enough to get a paralysis this turn, then I would went for the Air Slash. However, I wasn't lucky enough to get that, and he takes me down with an Iron Head. Ryu Hayabusa comes in. Back again, once again, 3rd time in the battle. He is determined to take Pokemon out with his shurikens. And just shurikens, what a shuriken. Just look at how he does it. He like creates a, he pulls a whole Rasengan type of thing. So he flinches. He's probably like, how did he flinch? I am running a King's Rock on my Greninja. Yeah, it's a little cheap, I will admit. But you know what? It works. It really does work for physical Greninja. So then he gets the paralysis right here. So then I create more Rasengans with my Water Shurikens. You know, he just goes Rasengan, just cuts him right at Mawile's face and just takes them all out. Mawile's looking all cute and I was like, no, stop. And I actually get 5 hits this time. 5 hits. And the flinch. Now, I do believe that with each consecutive hit, there's a chance to a flinch, which is why I decided to go for King's Rock. And as you guys can see, it is proving its effectiveness right here. So I decided to go for a Power Up. I went for Water Shuriken because I was fearing the Sucker Punch, and I didn't want to take any damage like that. Because, I mean, come on, Mega Wailao, she's husky as crap. So he goes into Ronald, and he gets the special attack boost. I'm like, well, poop. So I switch out again. And I make the switch out back into my U-Worm mate, because at this point, he's probably the only Pokemon I really wouldn't mind getting burnt at this point. I really decided to take this time to set up Toxic Spikes. He could have taken me out here. However, he makes a prediction play, that doesn't turn out into his favor. But you guys are going to find out what it is right now. So right now, he makes this switch out into his, makes this switch out of his Gastrodon into his Floss, his Mega Mawile, just so he can die to either what I'm going to do, or into, or just predict me. I decided to go for Toxic Spikes. So now I have Toxic Spikes on the field, and I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted, because waiting in the wings is his Scrafty. I want to get that thing out. So he brings out his Dig Dug, and I'm like, well, crap. So I had to make the immediate move. It was kind of risky, because if he predicted me right, Rock Slide could have possibly taken out Fortress, so he should have whipped for that. However, he went for Earthquake to guarantee the knockout. He went for Rapid Spin to get rid of the entry hazards. And I went for Gengar so that way it wouldn't work. So now, I am looking pretty good right now. I am pretty well set up. I have a Choice Scarf Gengar on the field, and all he has is a Gastrodon, an Escadrille, and a Scrafty. So Gengar, I want to save up just for his Scrafty, so I can make a certain friend of mine proud when I defeat it with Dazzling Gleam. However, you guys are going to see if that plan comes to fruition later on in the battle. Right now, we are 35 turns in. We have 5 turns left to go to the end of the battle. So right now, he is taking heavy damage thanks to poisoning and the Stealth Rocks, not to mention the incoming Shadow Ball. So one more Shadow Ball, after calculating the damage from burn, I can live one more burn and then switch out. So I can save Gengar for that like I say, game guard for Scrafty. So right now, he's going to send out his Dig Dug, and while I could take out his Escadrille, like I said, I don't want to, not right now. I know he's not going to go, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he just wants me dead, and I know he wasn't going to go for Rapid Spin because it wasn't going to work. His only feasible attack using his Gengar is Rock Slide. So I send in my U-Wormmate, so I can, you know, oh, actually he did predict me. Okay, so he did predict that correctly and take me out. Alright, well, I forgot that one turn. Whoopsie! But anyway, Fortress was fodder at that point. I go into Ryu Hayabusa. Once again, I'm faster than him, so I'm going to take this time to get a power-up punch and take out the Escadrille with Podium, make it stab, get all that power, get an attack boost. It takes out the Escadrille. Water Shuriken is looking a lot more threatening than it did before, and it was already threatening. So right now, his last Pokemon, his Scrafty, comes in. I get the poison in just like a 1. I'm like, yes! It's going to be even easier! But this bastard is packing a Lumberry. You monkey. And this is his last Pokemon, so there's nothing else I can do. So I go for Water Shuriken. I'm like, okay, I could go for Power-Up Punch. Get some big damage off, get stabbed, and, you know, see what happens. However, I did not want to risk him getting up a Dragon Dance. So I go for Water Shuriken, get the priority in. Because I want, like, you know, I want to play right. But if worse came to worse, I want to make sure this Scrafty is not fast enough to where, you know, it'll outspeed Gengar, even with Choice Scarf. So I go for Water Shuriken again. I get 4 hits off this time. I think I get 4 or 5. I do get 5, and it takes him out. Yep, and that is the end of the battle. Whew! I don't know how I got lucky with all those hits, but as you guys can see, physical Greninja is a threat. I constantly told people, physical Greninja is a thing. You guys just don't know. I mean, yeah, his attacks are weak, but it can work. I looked at his moveset, I'm like, this can work. I mean, come on, a priority multiple hit stab move. What's not to like about that? He has Power-Up Punch, which is base 60 when Podium kicks in. He has Shadow Sneak, which is a Ghost-type priority attack. You have Night Slash, which is a pretty powerful, high critical hit ratio, Dark-type attack, which is pretty feasible in this metagame. Physical Greninja is a threat. And you guys just saw how it is right now. It just does end. The Rasengans, man. The Rasengans. And I don't really like Naruto, but Rasengan. Oh my god. I love this thing. Seriously. Right now, I am hatching Pokemon, which is why you're hearing the back tune right now. I'm hatching Pokemon. And Greninja hasn't even left my party. Hasn't even left my party. I love physical Greninja. It is powerful. Callum, your team is notorious. I see the reputation. Oh my god, it's bulk. But luckily I was just prepared for it. I'm like, okay, I know the bulk. I had no idea to the extent that it went to. I mean, attacks that I thought would take down Pokemon, wasn't even doing it down in 2 or 3 hits. Your team is bulky, dude, and you've made that really well. I want to thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that like button. They always do count and really does help support the channel. Don't forget to check out the other stops here at LumioseStation. We have the Data Decks. We have Cooking with Nexus. We have Pokemon Let's Plays. We have, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I said Data Decks with the 1 integral. I said Cooking with Nexus with Mem Nexus. We have Pokemon Let's Plays. We have the Pokemon Wi-Fi battles. And on Fridays, we do have viewer submissions. We updated how to submit Wi-Fi battles, and we made it a lot easier so that way anybody who plays Wi-Fi battles can do it. You go on and find that video, and we will answer any questions you may have about how to submit Wi-Fi battles, and you can also submit Pokemon Showdown battles on that video. Don't forget, if you guys want a chance to be featured in a Wi-Fi battle on Mondays, you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. I usually post out when I'm looking for a battle, and if you guys have an EV team and IV bred Pokemon and want to battle me, then feel free to do so. Just accept my challenge when I'm making up, and we'll see if we can battle. I'm sorry for this video being 19 minutes long, but I'm going to end it here. I want to thank you all for watching. Stay hot, passengers, and I'll see you all in the next stop.